Hey guys, twitch.tv/MazelTov here with my fourth video guide for BFA Gold Hyperfarms. This one being Nazmir's Fallen Outpost from the point of view of a multi-boxer. Down below in the description, you'll see different ways to stay connected to me through Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch to be able to participate in the weekly giveaways, but then also to get new content that I'm putting out, as well as being able to participate in the group forums that I do on US Horde servers. Also, you'll notice in the description that I have different timestamps that you, the viewer, can fast forward to within this guide to whatever particular section that you are looking to get your information for. Very anti-YouTube, I know. I somehow think I will be okay. So, I think that's it. Let's get started. Welcome back, everybody. Third video in the series for the BFA Hyper Goldfarm guides that I'll be putting out. Here's the different sections I'll be covering in this guide. You'll notice below in the description, you'll find the timestamps to jump around within the video itself to whatever section of the guide that you, the viewer, are looking for. Yes, anti-point of YouTube, I know. Here's the different sections that I'll be going over within this guide. Available items to earn on this farm, the farm requirements, the farm location, the multi-boxing or group comp recommendations for this farm, the farm routes and leashing, any tips and tricks while doing this farm, and then to wrap it up, we'll be doing gold earned value on a single account while multi-boxing, and then the gold earned value when 5-boxing. Alright, first section in this guide, what available items can you get? Probably what you guys want to see the most, so here we go. From this farm, you can get Tide Spray Linen and Deep Sea Satin. Something to note here, which I mentioned in all of the videos, is bring a tailor here. If you have the option with the scavenger perk, you will just get a lot more of the raw mats. Green BOEs drop here as well, which you can either scrap, you can DE if you are an enchanter and need the raw mats for enchanting, or you can sell in bulk to a buyer. At the time of this video, the mats sell somewhere between 110 gold each to 135 gold each for the BOE greens. And I am on a Tychondris, a high pop server. Epic BOEs can drop as well for folks that are at level 120. I'm going to list some examples to the right in this video for some of the BFA epics that you can earn to sell. At the time of the video, these epics go somewhere between 30k to 200k. Again, it just really depends on what server you're on. Did it roll a higher item level? Is it a weapon versus an armor piece? And if there's any available content that's out there, either through raiding or world quests, that are easier to get versus the BOE that you earned, those tend to drop in price as well. Too much information to digest, just simply go to the auction house and you'll be able to see right away what it is going for. On top of all that, you'll be able to earn raw gold as well. Just with a lot of grays that you'll earn, you can just deposit those right into the vendor. Something else to note is that you can get the Leaping Vein Seeker mount from this farm as well if this wasn't enough loot already. Next up in the guide is farm requirements. What do you need to be able to do this farm? This section is going to have a slight difference in the group composition here than in my previous guides. I'll get into that in a sec. First thing to note, this section is just personal recommendations from myself to help increase your kill count, which helps increase your gold earned. This isn't a one-size-fits-all section. Folks can come in and make difference for whatever works for the group that they're playing with. First, in my opinion, 2 by 4-man groups do that method. Multi-boxers are going to already be familiar with this little trick to get 8 of their accounts phased together to quest level and farm. By 2 4-man group methods, they're just better than your traditional 5-man group farm because they're going to have more people to help increase the kill count, be able to leash more, be able to kill more, and then eventually be able to earn more. Second, to get the most out of this farm, you're not going to want to have one, but an actual
surprise, motherfucker.
2 good monks. Yep, 2 good monks for this group composition to drop statues in 2 different locations, crackle in the immediate area to continue pulling, and then even off healing as needed when needed for the group that they're in. If you can't get 2 monks, you can do it with a single monk, but you are just going to miss half of the map of this farm if you do so, which is okay. Depending on what is available at the time, you can still make this work with 1 monk. I just wouldn't recommend any AFK monks as they are the worst and useless And let's not get any further into that. Third, you're going to want at least 2 range DPS for leashing to the 2 different monks in the section that they are assigned. Outside of the 2 range DPS, you can make a mix of range or melee DPS. They're just going to have to bounce back and forth in between the groups to loot, but then also DPS the mobs. Now you can do this farm in sub 120. You can do it from 110 and above. You just won't earn any epic BOEs, as Blizzard has decided not to allow that. Do you feel as if they should allow that? Comment in the video below. I personally would like to see this added for very, very selfish reasons, as I am 5-boxing, and being able to earn gold while leveling just seems right to me in a very overpowered kind of way. All in all, not that many different type of requirements here. Next up in the guide is the farm location. The location is in the Horde territory of Nazmir. Where is the Fallen Outpost inside of Nazmir? You'll find this in the southern part of the map as shown here in the video. Let's go ahead and zoom in to see where it is on the map. I marked on the map exactly where it is located. Even listed the chords here. The chords are 48.55 by 75.80. Next up is the new section that I have added moving forward in these guides for multi-boxers. It is the group setup. Now you don't need to be a multi-boxer to find benefits to this section helpful. It goes over the general group composition as well. This section will help you understand what comp is best for this farm when you plan to do this farm in the future. Doing something a little bit differently here than what I have done in previous videos. On the screen itself, I'm going to go ahead and have it shown in text what type of composition I would recommend for this farm. Again, it is just a recommendation. Try to feel and understand what works best for the group that you're doing it with. For the 8 multi-boxers, you can do a 1 monk, and then for the other 7 slots, you can do a mix of melee or ranged DPS. It doesn't make much of a difference here, as most of the mobs are in the close vicinity. Also, for times 8 multi-boxers, you can also just do all ranged DPS if you do not have a monk available. It will not be as effective as, say, with a monk, but you can still absolutely make it work. For the times 5 multi-boxers, which is what I personally use, I would recommend that you grab 2 monks for this farm, and then for the 8th spot, I would recommend that you grab a ranged DPS to pull to the other monk statue that you are not close by. Now for non-multi-boxers, what groups can you do? You can do the 2 monk group with 2 leashers. You're just going to assign 1 leasher to each of the monks. And then for the other remaining slots, you can do melee or ranged DPS. Something to note here is if you are doing melee DPS in your groups, they're just going to need to jump back and forth to loot, as well as ensuring that you guys are tagging and DPSing down the mobs. Next up is the farm route or leashing of the Fallen Outpost. When I did this farm, I was not in the mood to half-ass it. So each time our groups went, we took 2 monks every time. Here in the video, you'll see the placement of both of the monks, and you'll see one is a blue square and the other one is an orange circle. And we continuously pull mobs to each of those locations. If you can only get 1 monk, I do recommend that you put the monk at circle, as it is a little bit of an AFK type farm for pulling the mobs there. You don't have to run as much. You can just place a range in a placement to pull everything in and around the wall to the monk statue. Now remember folks, if you are using 2 monk statues, range DPS and monks also, you're going to have to bounce back and forth to loot and DPS. Some tips and tricks for the leashers when pulling: always give what I call drive-by DPS. Just do some kind of AoE ability to quickly hit the targets at each of the locations. Once the mobs come down in head count, you can go back to leashing. Another tip is there are some mobs that are slightly far away from the monk statue, where it's about like a 3 to 4 second walk away from the monk statue. You can pull those mobs in. It'll just increase the kill count for what you are already pulling in the immediate area. Another tip, and this one is specifically for the Alliance players, you non-hordes. It is a horde area, so what I would recommend is that you do turn war mode on so that I can kill you. I mean, so that you can get a 15% damage buff, which would help with the amount of mobs that you can kill for this farm. Now for the final section of this guide, last but not least, the 1 hour wrap up of how many items earned on average during the 8+ hours of this farm. This feels better than the previous BFA hyper farms that I've covered in these series. I'm gonna get a mob kill count tracker very soon to incorporate that metric into the videos. and I'm just curious myself. I had to sell to the vendor 4 times in a single hour each time that I was trying to put some videos together for this guide. It just felt like it was just more mobs in general, so I want to try to ground those feelings in facts. When I get the add-on, it will definitely help. Let's get to the numbers. Now this is for one single character when 5-boxing. Raw gold earned around 1,000 to 1,500 gold, selling grades to the vendor. Green BOEs around 70 to 90 BFA greens. Tide spray linen around 380 to 470. Deep sea satin was around 50 to 70. Now keep in mind this is without tailoring. If you have tailoring, you will earn more than those numbers that I'm showing you guys. I do not have tailoring when I am doing these farms. Epic BOEs and mounts that you can earn is between 0 to 1 RNG is RNG. Now I'll share with you how many items earned when 5-boxing. And there it is up on the screen. Items earned when 5-boxing for raw gold is around 5,000 gold to 7,500 gold. Green BOEs, 350 to 450 BFA greens. Tie spray linen, 1,900 to 2,350. Deep sea satin, around 250 to 350. Folks, it's without tailoring. If you have tailoring, like I said, you will get more. Epic BOEs and mounts, 0 to 1. I actually went 2 hours without a BOE last night when streaming on Twitch. It felt really bad, guys. But what do I keep on telling you? RNG is RNG. I've gone a single hour where I've gotten 5 BOEs. It is what it is, folks. Thank you, everyone. If you learned something, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more guides like this in the future, click that subscribe button. I am always looking for feedback and other farms that you would like to see covered. Comment below in the video what you would like covered. I will read those comments and comment on every single one of them, folks. I am on Twitch. Schedule will be posted at twitch.tv/muzzletop. And then there will be ways to stay connected for the various giveaways that I do for World of Warcraft and my go live moments. And then whenever I'm looking to get more like-minded individuals for group farming, always looking for a party. Ways to stay connected again will be down below in the description, as well as timestamps to jump around in the guide if you have not already found it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Keep up the Goldfarm.